I know. The carnage class. Okay, so we're going to start on our knees today. So back of our mats, and we're just going to come to a nice kneeling position. And then we're just going to rest the hands onto the thighs, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and we'll close down our eyes. And let's just start to tune into our breath. So we'll take a breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. And again, a breath in and a big sigh. Then the lips close, we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And just take a couple of really long nasal breaths where you kind of breathe in as much air as you can, and then you fully remove all the air from your belly. So probably like 6 or 7 counts. Take a couple of those long breaths. Right, that's just helping your mind to focus, because you're just focusing on those really deep breaths here. And then come to a rhythm of breath that you'll be able to hold throughout your practice. 4 or 5 counts in and out. We'll just start with a little bit of neck opening work. So we'll just drop our right ear to the right shoulder. Drop your left hand by your side and then rest your right hand on top of your head. And just take a little stretch there into the side of your neck. And just take a couple of deep breaths, keep softening the left shoulder away. And then we'll switch the sides out. So right hand off to the side, left ear drops to the left shoulder. Rest your left hand just gently on your head and just breathe into the side of your neck there. Right, another breath in. And then a breath out. Left hand now comes behind the back. Clasp the hands together. Start to squeeze the palms. Roll the shoulders open. Extend through the chest. And then start to reach your hands in front of you. Clasp your hands together. Start to push into your palms as you round through the upper back and draw your chin towards your chest. And we'll just do that again. Hands behind the back. Clasp the palms, start to roll the shoulders open, lift through the chest. And exhale, reach the arms forward, clasp through the palms, round through the upper back. Now this time we're going to start to come up to kneeling, turn the palms away, reach the arms up above the head, really stretch, lift out those hips, and then release the hands down by your sides. Now you're going to place your left hand kind of on top of your hip, and just start to push your hips forward, send that right arm back and just gaze on that over your kind of the side of your left shoulder, a bit of an opening there. And then come back towards center, bring your right hand to the hip, start to push your hips forward, gaze kind of over the side of your right shoulder, push the hips forwards, left hand up and back. And then back in towards center. As you inhale, reach your hands up, opposite hand takes opposite elbow, engage the glutes. Lean the body to the right hand side slightly, get a little stretch through the side. Back through center. Other side, tilt the body to the left. And then back through center. Now push your hips back towards your heels again, clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale, squeeze the palms. Roll the shoulders open, and then this time as you exhale, bring your forehead down onto the mat and take your hands maybe with you over the head. That might not be possible, so if you need to release the hands, that's fine. Take a breath in, and then exhale. Release your hands, bring them forward and work into your tabletop position. And then as you inhale, start to drop the belly, open your chest, gaze it forward. And as you exhale, round through your spine. And again, inhale, drop your belly, open through your chest. And then exhale to round. Once again, inhale, drop the belly, open through the chest. And exhale, round. Neutral spine, just start to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and work into your first downward dog of practice, maybe of the day. And just pedal the feet, that's it, work into the body there. Moving into that tightness. Nice, and then from there we will just lift the right leg, start to bend the knee open through the hip. Let's get a nice opening there. And then step your right foot forward outside of your right hand and drop your left knee down to the mat. Now walk your right foot out a little bit, turn the toes at an angle. Right hand onto the thigh and just start to push so you roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Sink your hips and gaze back over your right shoulder. Nice, just breathe into that lovely hip opener there. Right, and start to bring your right hand back. Just tiptoe that right foot back in again, but your right hand staying on the inside of the foot. Turn your left toes to the right side, and then as you inhale, left hand opens up towards the ceiling. Push the right knee open with your right tricep. We're just targeting that inner right thigh. Great, now keep your feet as they are. Start to lift your chest up, hands to shoulder height. And then place your left hand at the back of the mat, straighten your right leg, turn your right toes forward and reach your right arm up and over by the ear. So you get a nice side body stretch. And maybe here just bend your right elbow so your right hand rests on the back of your head and kind of just lean your head back into your hand and try and draw your elbow open slightly to get that really big expansion. Nice, now inhale, re-straighten out the right arm. And as you exhale, let the right arm fall in front of the face. You're going to walk your fingertips over to the side. So you're kind of in the centre now. Tuck your left toes under them. Push your hips back towards your heels whilst you reach your hands forward. That's it. So your right leg straight out to the side. And your kind of left toes are tucked under. Your hips are on your left heel. Great, now keeping your legs as they are, just start to walk your fingertips towards the front of the mat, towards your right leg. So you kind of got a little bit of a side body twist going on at the same time here. Nice, now start to lift your head. We're going to start to walk the hands back forward again, frame the right foot, left toes back to centre. As we inhale, we will just step it back into our high plank position. And then exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest and your chin. Inhale, peel your chest forward and up. And exhale, release, send it back, downward dog. Nice, push into the heels when you get there, hips up, knuckles into the mat. And we'll take that on the left. So the left leg starts to lift as we inhale. We'll bend the knee and open through the hip. Hold it there for a breath. And then start to step your left foot outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down to the mat. Just tiptoe that left toe open slightly. Out to the side, left hand on the thigh, and then push so you roll to the outer edge of that left foot. And roll back, gaze on out over that left shoulder. Couple more breaths there, just breathing deep into that hip. One more inhale. And then exhale, left hand down. Now, left toes walk back into centre, but the left hand stays on the inside of the foot. Right toes turn to the left side, and then as you inhale, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Kind of use the back of the tricep. Push the left knee open. Try and draw the tailbone under to feel that stretch even further. Now we keep the legs as they are. We start to lift the chest up. We'll straighten out the left leg, but turn the toes forward. Right hand down, left hand goes up and over by the ear. Find that side stretch. And then bend your left elbow, bring your left hand to the back of the head, and then kind of lean your head back into your hand and see if that elbow might pull open a little bit more. Great, then inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, release the left hand in front of the face, walk them in towards centre. So your left leg's out, now tuck your right toes, push your hips back onto your right heel and walk your hands forward. So kind of getting a nice stretch to the inside of that left leg. And start to walk your fingertips over to the left hand side. Keep your legs as they are. So a little bit of a side body stretch through that right side of the body. Let's take a breath in there. And then just lift your chest slightly. Sort of work your way back to the front of the mat. So left heel in. Step it back. Find a high plank as you inhale. And then exhale, knees, chest, chin down to the mat. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up. And then exhale, really send it back into your downward dog. Let's take a moment in downward dog again, reset. And then this time we're walking our hands back towards our feet. So start to walk the hands back with you all the way to the back of your mat. When you get there, ragdoll, opposite hand to elbow. Just gently rock him. Nice, then release your palms. Keep your knees soft, start to gently roll on up. Curving all the way to standing. Now, as we did on the floor, left hand onto the hip. As we inhale, kind of reach your right arm up and back, gaze and out over your left shoulder to the side. And then back to centre, right hand comes onto the hip. Inhale, left arm up and over, push the hips forward, gaze and out over that right shoulder. Back to centre, this time both hands on the hips. Inhale, push the hips forward, squeeze the elbows towards one another, lift the chest. Then engage your core and glutes. Lift yourself up and fold forward over your legs again. Come all the way down to a fold. Then walk your hands forward, find your way into your downward dog. As you inhale, your right leg lifts. And then exhale, right foot steps in between the hands. Inhale, gaze forward on the fingertips. And as you exhale, lift the hips up and back. Try to straighten as best as you can through that right leg and fold it there. So we'll stay high on those left toes to give ourselves some space. One more breath in. And then exhale, rebend into your right knee and drop your left knee to the mat. As you inhale, reach the arms up by the ears, find your low lunge and opposite hand comes to elbow. Sit, push the hips forwards, open through your chest there. Engage your left glute. And then bring your hands down, frame the right foot, half split. Send it back over the left knee as we flex the right toes back towards us. Need to soften through that right knee to make it possible, that's okay. Couple breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale, rebend into your right knee. Step it back, find the high plank. And then exhale, vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Through your cobra or up dog. And then exhale, back into your downward dog. take a full breath in. And then a full breath out. Once again, let's walk the hands back towards the feet at the back of our mat. This time we'll come into a halfway lift. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Lift the arms above the head. Take opposite hand to elbow, engage the glutes. And as you exhale, lean your body to the right, push your hips over to the left. Then inhale, come through center. And then exhale, over to the left. Inhale, come through center, maybe lean back slightly, push the hips forward. And as you exhale, fold over the legs, release the hands. Walk the hands forward, come into your downward dog. And then as you inhale, the left leg starts to lift. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands. Inhale, gaze forward on your fingertips. And then exhale, hips up and back, straighten out through that left leg as you forward fold. Nice. Keep breathing into your hamstring. You've got a few more breaths. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, rebend into your left knee. Drop your right knee down to your mat. As you inhale, the arms reach up. Opposite hand to elbow once again. Push the hips forward, open through the chest. Engage your glutes as you draw your tailbone under. One more breath in. And then exhale, rebend. Bring your hands down, frame your left foot. Half split, send the hips back, flex the left toes back towards you. Make any adjustments that you need. You gotta keep breathing into that hamstring. And then exhale, release. Rebend into your left knee. Frame the foot, step it back. Find a high plank as you inhale. And then exhale, take it through your vinyasa. And we'll meet back in our downward dog. Great, this time we're working our way to the front of the mat. So gaze forward, walk, step or float your way to the front. Come into your halfway lift when you get there, telescope forward. And then exhale, refold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach the hands up. And then exhale, palms through to the heart center. From here, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Find a halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Right foot is stepping back and we keep the knee lifted. Right hand down, inhale, the left hand opens up. Find your twist. Just holding it here, keeping the legs nice and active. And then we'll bring the left hand down to the inside of the left foot. Drop your right heel down, and as you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Working again those different areas of the hip. Nice. Now we'll start to come up, so either come up into a warrior two, lift your chest. Now straighten your left leg, turn your left toes in, hands to your hips. Inhale, pull your elbows open, and as you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward over your legs. Drop your hands down onto the mat. Take a little breath there. And then start to walk your fingertips over to your right leg. So walk your hands over to your right leg. See if there's somewhere you can take hold of and pull yourself nice and close to that right leg. Getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Great, and then place your hands just down on the mat towards that right leg. Turn the right toes out a tiny bit so that you can then side lunge into that right knee at the back of your mat. So that might be with the hips lifted, they might be coming down. When you get there, try and lift your chest up, hands to the heart center or keep them on the floor. And just really try and pull your left toes back towards you so you get a little bit of a stretch in that groin area. Great, then we place our hands back down again. This time we're going to start to lift but travel towards the front of the mat. So we'll frame that left foot at the front of our mat. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, you're going to step your right foot in about halfway. So see if you can just step that right foot in halfway up the mat. Right now, inhale, lift up halfway, bring opposite hand to elbow or forearm. And then exhale, hold at this halfway point. So let's find that nice long spine. Let's find kind of a lift of the tailbone, a lift of the belly. Great, continue to breathe it there for a few more breaths. Nice, one more inhale. And then as you exhale, push into the feet and come all the way up to standing. Right foot steps forward to meet the left. Great, inhale, release the arms, reach them up, overhead, gaze on up. And as you exhale, you fold forward over your legs. Find a halfway lift. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, fold your left foot steps back, but the knee stays lifted if possible. Left hand down, right arm lifts up, find that twisted position. Now try and pull the right hip back as the left hip comes forward. Great, you might feel this in that outer hip slightly. Now your right hand comes down to the inside of your right foot and you drop your left heel down. And then your right arm starts to lift up towards the ceiling. Gaze on past your fingertips. That's it, we're just working that inner thigh there for another breath in. And then a breath out. Now let's push into the feet, start to come all the way up, lift your chest, warrior two. Now straighten your right leg, hands to the hips, turn your right toes in. Now this time bring your hands, clasp them behind the back, inhale, squeeze the palms, roll the shoulders open. And as you exhale, fold on down, over the legs, take the hands with you. Keep squeezing the hands, keep squeezing those palms together. And then we'll slowly release the hands down to the mat. Start to walk your hands over to your left leg. Maybe you're taking some hold of your leg or your ankle or even your foot, or maybe you're just walking the hands in that direction. Just take that side body little stretch as well as your hamstring opener. 2 breaths. One last inhale. And then exhale. You just release your hands, left toes turn out slightly so that you're able to just side lunge into your left knee at the back of your mat. Find that side lunge and just hold it there, keep breathing. Hands down if they're not already. Now we're going to start to travel towards the front of the mat. So come forward to frame that right knee at the front of your mat. Inhale, gaze forward. And as you exhale, step that left foot in about halfway. Nice. Now bring your hands, lift your chest halfway or a little bit further, hands clasped behind the back. Opposite hand to elbow. And then stay at that halfway point. Tailbone, back, chest forward. You might need to come up higher than that, that's also fine. Nice, and then exhale, Nice. Now we're going to push into those feet, lift that chest all the way up, hand step your left foot forward. Great. All right, release the hands, bring them to the heart center. Just close the eyes for a second. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more breath in and then an exhale. Look, right knee is going to draw in towards the chest. So we're going to take our standing pigeon. So right ankle on top of the left thigh and start to sit those hips back. Just working into those glutes for a second. Keep pushing those knees open, keep sitting back even further. And then we'll start to gently come back up to standing. The right knee is drawing in towards the chest. And exhale, step the right foot all the way back so the toes drop and you drop your right knee down to the mat. Now as you inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, twist to your left. Keep the hands at the heart center, but hook your right elbow outside of the thigh. And we'll just take a little twist with our knee down on the floor. That's it. Keeping that lower belly drawing in. And then we'll start to release. Inhale, the hands reach up. And as we exhale, bring the hands down inside of that left foot. Now, tiptoe the left foot open and start to melt the hips forward. Come into your lizard pose. The palms or fingertips open through the chest there. Maybe close the eyes down and relax the shoulders away from the ears. So just take 4 breaths. Now we'll just start to tiptoe that left foot all the way over to the right wrist and come into your pigeon pose. So that left shin drops, have your heel closer to your hip if you need. Inhale, you lift your chest, and as you exhale, you come on forward. Let's fold over that left hip and let's take 5 breaths. Last few breaths here, breathe into that hip. And then when you're ready, come back up onto those hands. You're just going to step it straight back into your downward dog. So tuck your right toes, lift your knee back into your downward dog. When we get there, we'll inhale, lift the heels, come forward, find a high plank. And then exhale, vinyasa. Nice. Then when we get to the back, we gaze forward, start to step or walk the feet forward to the front. Find a halfway lift when you get there. And exhale, you fold it forward. Inhale, rise to standing, lifting tall, and as you exhale, palms to your heart center. Great. Second side pigeon pose, left knee, draw it in. Cross your ankle over your right thigh, push your hips back, literally as if you're sitting back into a chair. And you encourage that left knee open. Playing with that balance there for another breath. And then exhale. Start to come up to standing. See if the left leg might come with you. And as you exhale, step that left foot all the way behind. And then drop your left knee down towards the mat. As you inhale, the arms reach up. And then exhale, start to twist to your right. Hook that left elbow outside of the thigh and find your twist. Keep pushing the palms to the center of the body. Keep finding that nice rotation there, nearly there. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Hands come to the inside of the right foot, just heel toe it open slightly. Let's just set up for our lizard pose, so we melt the hips forwards. We try and get some opening through our chest and shoulders and maybe close down the eyes. Great, another breath in this hip stretch. And then as you exhale, kind of bring your right hand outside of the foot, tiptoe the right foot all the way to the left wrist. Draw your heel in closer if you need to, and then drop your shin down. Work your way into that pigeon pose. Start to bring your chest down towards the ground. You've just got your 5 or 6 breaths here working into that hip. And then we'll release. We'll start to come up onto our hands. We'll tuck our left toes, lift the left knee, step it back. Find that downward dog position. Heels down, hips up. And then as we inhale, we'll lift the heels, come forward into that high plank. And then exhale, vinyasa. But this time, we'll meet in a child's pose. So push your hips back, find that nice child's pose position. Relax your forehead down. Just maybe give it a little rock from side to side. Work into the hips. Nice. Then start to just walk the hands back in towards you. Roll to one side and flip those legs around in front. Give it a little bit of a hamstring opener. So left knee draws in and we'll just fall it off to the side. As we inhale, the arms reach, lengthen. And exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward over that right leg. Use any props, if you've got straps or like a t-shirt that you can wrap around the ball of the foot, you can take that option. And then start to come on up. We're going to lift the hands above the head as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just going to twist to the left. Right hand comes to the left knee. And just gaze on out over your left shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. Flexing those right toes back towards you. Now keep your right hand on your left knee, or kind of move it down onto your thigh a little bit. Your left hand starts to lift up as you inhale, and as you exhale, side lunge. So lean over towards the front of the mat, towards that right foot. And just take that side body stretch. Nice. Now start to lift up once more. Bring your hand back behind you, your left hand, push into your left knee. And as you inhale, lift the hips up. Counter pose from all that forward folding. Lift the chest, push the hips open. And then exhale, lower the hips back down. Come back. Left knee draws in. Straighten out your left leg next to your right. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Little forward fold here. Release. Come on up. Second side, right knee draws in, let that knee fall off to the side. Sit up tall. Inhale, lift the chest, arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your left leg. Going into our last few stretches here, so I'm going to close the eyes back down again, come back to those longer breaths. You can. And start to come up. You're going to reach the arms back up above the head as you inhale. And as you exhale, twist to your right hand behind you, left hand to your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall, rotate, gaze on out over your right shoulder. Flex your left toes back towards you, keep the leg active. Now keep your left hand where it is. Inhale, your right arm lifts. And as you exhale, lean over to the left. Just going for that stretch through the right side of the body. And then start to come on up. Right hand to the mat behind you. Push up onto your right knee. Inhale, lift the hips. Let that left hand go up and over. And as you exhale, drop the hips back down again. Now draw your knees together in towards the chest this time. This time I'm going to take hold of the feet with the knees bent. And then you're going to keep your belly attached to your thighs and just kind of shuffle those hips back until go as far as you can go until you feel that belly is coming off the thighs. And you're going to hold it there. Just keep working it back until you feel there's that little stretch with the knees most likely bent still. One more breath in, and then exhale, lift your chest up. Great, now make sure you've got enough room on the mat behind you before you shuffle forward. Come on down all the way onto your backs. Now your left knee is bent, but your foot's flat on the floor. Your right leg is going up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot. Take your hands behind your thigh or your calf and start to pull that foot in towards you. And so just keep pulling that leg in so you're finding that point of tension. You breathe into your hamstring there. You've got another breath in. And then as you exhale, release that leg still straight all the way down to the mat. Just draw your left knee in towards your chest, give it a little hug. And as you exhale, left knee draws across the body over to the right, take your twist. Left hand out to the side, 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Another breath in. And exhale 2, come back onto your spine. Right knee bends in, your left leg goes straight up towards the ceiling. Take your hands, wrap them around your thigh or your calf of your left leg. Your right knee is bent, foot is flat on the floor. Now find that point of tension with that left leg. Pull the foot in towards you, keep kicking into your heel. Breathe into it when you get there. Taking another breath. And then exhale, lower your left leg all the way down to the mat, keeping it straight. Then hug the right knee in, give it a little squeeze, knee is bent. As you exhale, right knee comes across the body over to the left hand side and you take your final twist. Open that right arm off to the side, drop your head. Take your 2 breaths. one more inhale. And then exhale, come back onto your spine once again. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself one final big squeeze. Hug those knees in. And then exhale, release. Work your way into your final resting pose. Maybe just lift your head, tuck your chin in slightly, and then keep it kind of tucked in as you drop the head back down onto the mat. That just might give the back of the neck some extra length. And just take a breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out of your mouth. And then let go of any false breaths. You just want to come back to your natural rhythm. Any tension that there's still holding in the body, release it. If you've struggled with that, just literally focus on that muscle. So, for example, your shoulders. Think about focusing on them, and every exhale, see if you can relax them, soften them. Keep going with that softening and see if you can just fall a little bit deeper into your relaxation. You're ready to gently wake yourself back up, bring some gentle movement through the body. And just start to take a bigger movement, feet together, hand behind the head, or maybe a hug of the knees in. And start to gently make your way back up to seated. So you might roll to one side, you might rock and roll. And then eventually We'll work all the way back up. We'll find that seat. And then we'll bring our palms together. We'll take a full breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out. I invite you to bow your head towards your hands. Namaste. Well done, Gail.